Spoilers ahead. Watch out, and take care. The movie begins with news filled with stories of the heavy rain that has been falling in Valencia, Spain. The rain is generating serious problems on the roads, causing traffic congestion and impeding the movement of hundreds of vehicles. As a result, it is advised that drivers and pedestrians avoid traveling as much as possible. Sandra, a bank manager, is introduced. Despite the bad weather, she is on her way to work. She appears to be stressed, and requests the driver cease beeping, so she may talk on the phone. She inquires as to whether her name is on the list of employees being let go. Sandra arrives at the bank, and discovers the workers working on the bank's security are behind schedule, due to the rain. Angry, she informs the crew the security job must be completed as quickly as possible. Soon after they open the bank to the public, a few customers arrive. Sandra continues to inquire about the list of people who will be dismissed soon, ignoring her job obligations. The person on the other end eventually confirms she is actually on the list of dismissals. Just then, a van arrives, and a group of armed masked men enter the bank. When the bank security guard confronts them, one of the criminals displays the explosives, and threatens to blow them all up if he shoots them. The criminals promptly enter the bank, and lock the doors behind them. Gallego, one of the robbers, enters the director's office, while Sandra complains about her contribution to the bank, and how she is being fired unfairly. In an attempt to make a move, one of the staff members presses the alarm button, which alerts the police. However, he is noticed by the gang's boss, Uruguayo, who gets the bank's customers to applaud him, as he is Employee of the Month. Then he beats the employee with a pistol, warning everyone things are about to get complicated because of him, because the cops are on their way, and they are locked in the bank they are attempting to loot. Their escape path is inundated by the tremendous rain falling on the city. The gang kidnaps the hostages, and clashes with an army of police. When the government takes over the discussions, it becomes evident that the true prize in the vault isn't money, it's secrets. A concerned customer expresses the need to pick up her son. Uruguayo notifies them they have 1 minute to make any phone calls they desire, before their phones are confiscated. While one of the robbers, Loco, disables all of the cameras and handcuffs Sandra. The police are now stationed in front of the bank, sounding sirens to warn the burglars. They set up a command center in the Valencia bank, where Inspector Jose Luis Domingo calls the bank. Uruguayo claims over the phone that he will blow up the bank with all of the hostages, rather than return to prison. Then he requests a minivan from the police, to take them to the airport, where they must board a plane that can fly across the Atlantic, without refueling. Domingo responds he cannot make such a choice alone, and must consult with his superiors. Sandra and Gallego head to the archive, where a remote sensor assists them in finding the metal. They rip the carpet beneath it, and use a flamethrower to blow up a wide area. Gallego escapes the archive via the huge hole, and falls into a rain-soaked tunnel. Because the tunnel is currently flooded, their initial plan to escape through it will be rendered ineffective. Gallego informs Uruguayo of the issue that has emerged. He feels frustrated, as the unexpected rain threatens to derail their 2-month-long theft plan. But according to Uruguayo, today is the only day that the security alarms are not activated. Sandra is intently listening to all of their chats, and notifies Gallego their plan is sound. She says because they don't have much time, they may work out a bargain in which they both walk away with something important. Sandra shows Gallego a video of Gonzalo Soriano, a politician suspected of creating numerous tapes that sparked a major national scandal. Locker 314, she claims, includes evidence relating to the affair. He hands her a small bag of diamonds, as part of the arrangement. 4 members of the presidential cabinet are debating Soriano, and the box that has been deposited in Valencia Bank. Despite their expectations that the thieves will overlook the box, a group member named Ferran states, they can't afford to take any chances, and they must get the robbers out before they can reach the box. Uruguayo requests that Inspector Domingo deliver them food and drinks, to give the appearance they will be there for a while. They outfit 3 captives with explosives, and employ 3 more hostages to act as thieves, providing them with empty firearms. The hostages are told not to move, because doing so could set off the bombs. The criminals gather all they can, and are preparing to flee. Gallego returns to collect Soriano's box, and discovers Uruguayo opening it. He confronts Uruguayo, accusing him of deceiving everyone about the true goal of the crime. When Uruguayo asks how he knows, he says Sandra told him about the box. They are ready to go through the tunnel after some heated arguments. As soon as they enter the tunnel, they find the water pressure prevents them from passing through. On the other hand, because no one answers the phone when Inspector Domingo calls the bank, they presume the thieves have already fled. Ferran orders the cops to enter the bank immediately, disregarding the hostages. The criminals, however, decide to return to the bank, unaware they are surrounded by police, who are preparing to shoot them. Uruguayo rushes up to the phone and takes it. Domingo informs him the desired meal has been delivered, which is actually a trap, set to shoot the burglars. However, as the cops prepare to shoot them, another lawmaker issues an order to halt the action. As a result, when Loco goes out to retrieve the food, nothing happens. The politician informs the other members of the party that one of the robbers is a former CNI agent, who is aware of Soriano's box. When the other members of the party learn this, they become enraged, since he attempted to obtain the box in secret, so he could use it against them in the future. After several heated debates, they decide their focus should be on obtaining the box covertly, and without informing the police. Gallego informs the others in the bank that Uruguayo has kept the contents of the box hidden from the rest of them, who says in his response, that while he was aware of the box, he did not realize it belonged to Soriano, until he saw his name on the computer. He further claims someone paid him generously to collect the package, and nothing has changed because it is still a heist. Then he questions Gallego about what he supplied Sandra, in exchange for the box information. They go to find Sandra in the restroom, because Gallego doesn't divulge anything. When Uruguayo requests Sandra return the items given to her by Gallego, he realizes she has already eaten the diamonds. While the others are squabbling, Loco slips Soriano's hard drive into the computer, only to accidentally wipe all the data. The political party, on the other hand, appoints Colonel Maizo to manage the robbery problem. Maizo calls the bank, and proposes a meeting with Uruguayo outside the building. He promises the robber if they follow his directions, he will get them out of the situation. Maizo replaces the police officers with his men, to keep it a secret. Loco informs Uruguayo the hard disk included a Trojan, that wiped out all the data. He is irritated, because it puts them all in a hopeless predicament. When the soldiers demand he hand over the hard disk, he attempts to bargain, despite the fact he has nothing to offer. Things get heated on Gallego's side, when he discovers that once they have the hard disk, they will kill them there. The firing continues for a time, and Sandra is hit in the hand, as the robbers return to the bank. Maizo informs Uruguayo Sandra is safe, even though the bullet passed straight through her arm. He says their only alternative now is to submit. Uruguayo refuses to surrender, threatening to kill one captive every 15 minutes, if they don't have the bus in 30 minutes. Maizo promises Inspector Domingo they will not kill anyone, because they are pros, and will not complicate a heist with blood crimes. Uruguayo calls Maizo, and threatens to reveal to the hostages what is on the hard disk about Soriano, if a government representative does not appear in 2 hours. Domingo runs outside when he hears Soriano's name, and informs his superiors that the CNI is in charge of the operation, and Soriano is somehow connected. Later, Ferran meets Uruguayo and Gallego, and makes them a proposal, assuring them submission is their only option. Gallego believes there are videos of his employer in addition to discussions. When Ferran requests they show him the films, they refuse, claiming the hostages will view the videos if the bus does not arrive in 30 minutes. Ferran informs Maizo that the robbers have nothing, or at least nothing like what they claim to have, and they must get them out of there as soon as possible. However, Maizo claims the government has agreed to the thieves' demands, and has started plans for their departure from the nation. He informs Ferran the robbers will not go without insurance, and requests he remain out of the way and return to Madrid. Meanwhile, Gallego wonders what Uruguayo would do if he were the colonel. He asks if he would let them go alive, knowing they may have copies of the films that can be used as blackmail, hinting they will not be able to escape alive. Maizo's true intention is to blow up the bus as soon as the robbers arrive. He calls the bank again, to remind them the bus is waiting for them, but Uruguayo wants another 10 minutes. Ferran then receives word that there will be no video, he is returning to Madrid. He returns to inform Maizo, and advises him not to blow up the bus, because no videos exist. Maizo orders him to stay away from the situation. Meanwhile, Inspector Domingo is telling someone about the film and the fights. After around 10 minutes, a few people begin to emerge from the bank. Everyone who arrives is a hostage, and the bombs they are carrying in their vests are fake. Suddenly, the rain ceases, and the criminals go back to their original plan, and flee through the tunnel. And after a while of diving, they reach the end. While walking through the bank, Ferran learns about the crime, and they mention they were hunting for footage of Soriano incriminating the presidency. It comes out that Inspector Domingo leaked to the press about Soriano's hard disk, and the governing party's involvement. Meanwhile, the criminals are already in the subway, when the cops arrive at the end of the tunnel with a boat. Uruguayo and Gallego smile and part ways. The end. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this, turn on the notifications, and leave a like to help the channel out.